Greetings, family. This is Cassandra Floyd, also known as the Daughter of the Fates, founder of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. And I know it's been some time, but I'm back at your ass. You feel me? And I'm going to tell you, girl, what in the hell do you want with me? What you want with me? Here, you gonna say hey, and then you gonna get down. Here she go. Don't say hey, you little nosy thing. Looking like a little panther. Little baby. You little baby. Oh, go on about your life, you chick. Oh. So anyway, how y'all doing? Hey, Weavers. Yes, I love it. I don't know if y'all been on Facebook at all today, but I posted it was a video I saw on Instagram about how Black people don't come together, right? And the guy showed like a piece of paper, and on the paper it had like a bunch of dots, black dots, right? And he said the black dots are us. We come up, we make some money, we think we gonna have an impact that way, but as long as we're disconnected from one another, we're never gonna have an impact. And the quote that he quoted, that was apparently an African proverb, said, when the spiders come together, they can bind the lion or something like that. Like they can bind the lion. You feel me? I was like, damn, that was deep. Today, and for the last several days, as a matter of fact, there have been a lot of little synchronicities, some big synchronicities, just like a bunch of shit. But in that same time, there have been magnanimously huge events on the world stage that are fighting like hell to keep our attention. And I'ma tell you, I don't know. I'm feeling away. Now, of course, today I spent a good portion of my day after working catching up on news that I have been behind on, just because I don't watch the news every day. I don't be trying to keep up with everything every day, but I know, and I've been saying for some time, that October is coming, and these tyrants always attempt to create the conditions to invigorate through fear our participation in the electoral process, right? I saw in a thread, I was invited into a thread yesterday of people that I've done political work with, activist work with. And one of the participants in this thread said, it looks so bad all the way around. Like, Biden, Harris, her running mate, like this is just bad. And with the bad that it is, it looks like the only choice we have is to vote red. That's what she said in this thread with me. And this is a woman who is a radical artist and an activist. And I was like, damn. At first, I wasn't even gonna participate in the thread. I was like, why y'all even brought me up into this shit? You feel me? And I thought about it for some time, because then there was another guy, too, an activist, young guy, but she called him a nihilist because he said, I won't be voting this year. He's like the choices ain't no less than evil. Like, this shit is crazy, and I'm not voting this year, right? That's what he said. And in response, she called him a nihilist. She said that to not participate in the process at all is a crime. And it just shows your level of nihilism. And he was like, damn, how am I being nihilist by saying, like, I'm not going to vote for evil this year, right? And it got me thinking. I finally responded, and I read to you guys recently the piece that W.E.B. Du Bois, the position statement that he drafted, making his position clear that he would not be participating in the 1956 voting process, right? And he challenged his community to ask themselves the same thing. If you are going to vote, why? If you're going to vote red, why? If you're going to vote blue, why? Right? And so I responded by putting that, the link to that article in the thread. And then I went on, to state my position. That first of all, I got a right to do whatever the fuck I want, if you have me tell it, because I pay taxes. Just by virtue of being a tax-paying citizen, I can do and say what I see fit. I can participate or not participate, and I still have a right to say that. And it's frustrating. I'm used to it because I've always been very outspoken about my opposition to the state, to the voting process, right? But there is a level of like bullying and shaming and shit like that that gets really, really interesting this time of a voting cycle. People calling each other names and telling each other how irresponsible they are and guilting them with bullshit. I shouldn't be, but I was surprised by this girl's thread. Like, girl, you claim you're a revolutionary. Like this, I was like, we can't be out here telling the masses. The masses are demoralized because they don't have anybody out loud in real time in a big way. Because I was clear, I ain't talking about no third party bullshit neither. So, though I will say that could be a start. But people don't even have the bare minimum amount of courage to even just vote for a third party candidate. Both the candidates is trash as fuck. Vote for a third party candidate. Let's see what happens. Does it topple the system? Does it cause a kink in the goddamn matrix? Like, let's just try that. Everybody out here is frustrated. But like, how long are we going to be betrayed by political leaders and still take every 4 years the position that we just gonna choose the lesser of two evils? When the lesser of two, the so-called lesser of two evils that got y'all what y'all got right now is a genocidal lunatic. Mm-hmm. And all he had to do was play old and play feeble. Like, oh, he's so old though. He doesn't know any better. Girl, yes, he do know better. Yes, he do. And as soon as that, like even today with this thing that happened with Hezbollah and the leader of Hezbollah being assassinated by Israel with the solid stamp of approval of the United States government. Oh, well, Kamala can't do anything. She's just the vice president. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are really crazy. Y'all really crazy with that shit. This girl got up and made a whole declaration about Hezbollah and how it was a terrorist organization terrorizing the people and all of this shit. Anyway, I'm not going to be talking about that so much. The reason I called this live the October surprise is because the surprise is us. Now, you have me tell it, the surprise is us. We still have an opportunity to throw a wrench in the shit. You feel me? We still have an opportunity to throw a wrench in the shit. So the October surprise is us. If we step up. The October surprise is us. If we can step up. I was listening to Astrology Report today. That guy I'm always telling you about, the cute little British guy who always talks about the history of these astrological and astronomical occurrences. What happened the last time this astronomical occurrence happened? And I posted that on my Facebook page too. it was truly fascinating because he too was talking about the October surprise and how these energies that we're moving into Jupiter stations retrograde on Friday, on the 9th, where you got this huge solar eclipse happening in Libra. This solar eclipse happening in Libra, and it represents the last eclipse that will occur in Libra until 2033. The sign of justice, the sign of revelations, of injustices, right? What does that mean for us? What does that mean for us to pull a jack move, to throw a wrench into shit? What does it mean? What are the possibilities? What can we do? Is voting the only option that we see that we have? Really? Really? And I'm not being funny and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being deadly serious. Is the electoral process that, especially since our entry into the 21st century, has robbed us blind. We haven't even done an accurate assessment of how the people of this country have literally been robbed blind since we entered into this new century. Consistently and unendingly robbed blind. Collectively, robbed blind. We haven't even talked about the amount of wealth that has been stolen from us in broad fucking daylight in the last 24 years. And we haven't even had the opportunity to hold anybody accountable. Has anybody paid us reparations? Has anybody returned the stolen homes with scores of billions of dollars of equity paid into them just to have these motherfuckers turn around and rob them of their homes and their labor and their wealth? Has that happened? You know what I'm saying? Oops, my bad. On to the next tyrant. Oops, our bad. On to the next tyrant. Is the electoral process the only, quote, hope that we have when it has produced nothing of substance for us? These two in office right now, promising the world while shaming you. You ain't really black if you don't vote for Biden. And y'all still ran out and voted for that bitch. That arrogant, audacious son of a bitch. And y'all still, under fear, ran out and put this megalomaniac in office. And you got two active wars to show for the lesser of two evils. Two active wars to show for the lesser of two evils. That ain't even the conflict happening in other places, primarily Africa, at the behest of the United States government. That's what y'all got to show for the lesser of two evils. We ain't even been honest enough to do that assessment. Like, y'all, I keep telling y'all about this bullshitting culture of absolutionism. Ain't nobody said we as a people, we as the working class, we as the middle class, we as the educated or uneducated, we as the migrant need to come together and do an assessment of the decisions that we've made recently and how they have impacted us. Ain't nobody sitting in themselves and saying, you know what? All this shit I kept saying out of dogmatic conditioning, well, you have to vote or die. You have to vote. You can't waste your vote on a third party. All of this shit. And so I ran out and voted for Biden and Harris. I want to take responsibility for my fucking decision. That's where you have to start this conversation before you go to these motherfucking polls in November. You know what? All that bullshit I said, I have to take responsibility. I have to take responsibility for how I voted in the booth. And I'm not talking about voting for Trump. The fuck neither. So, because y'all linear, dualistic thinking, man, just has y'all handicapped, man. It just has you chained to a rock in the bottom of the ocean. That's what it has you. You dead and don't even know it. Y'all have to take responsibility for that. before y'all can even start talking to anybody else about how they vote or why they ain't voting or any shit. Like, y'all who went to them polls, I understand why you did. So I ain't grinding your ass up necessarily. You feel me? I know why you did. Because the propaganda is deep in this bitch. The propaganda is profound. It will terrorize you to death. They totally exploited an already very sensitive situation. We had just existed as best we could from 2 years of COVID. People terrorized into the voting process. Terror, anything but Trump. Anything but Trump. That was what you went and voted for. That's all that you needed to go and cast your vote for Biden and Harris. And anybody who said anything in opposition to them was either categorized as a Trump supporter or like what do you call it? The right or whatever, or you were just deemed as crazy and socially irresponsible. In this thread yesterday, I told the girl, I said, first of all, it is really disrespectful to shame people on the political decisions that they make as tax-paying citizens in this rotten bitch. That's real fucked up shit. It really annoys me. I try not to go off on people about it because I understand what drives it. But like, she's supposed to know better. She ain't regular people. She ain't like lay people. I said, and the second thing is the people that you have tagged in this thread, these aren't lay people. I met all of you in an organization called Revolution LA. You all have been activists. You all are activists. The people that are on this thread that you calling nihilistic and socially irresponsible do more in a year in terms of activism and being socially responsible, taking responsibility for the conditions that people live in and trying to, with what you have, make an impact on that. They do more in a year, hell, more in a month than the average voter does in a whole 4-year voting cycle. You think that somehow you being progressive and socially responsible by walking into them motherfucking polls once a year and then you don't ever do anything in the world whatsoever to contribute to humanity, to contribute to the lived conditions of those less fortunate than you. That somehow voters who don't do nothing in the world, nothing but run up into them polls every 4 years, they the ones that are socially responsible. But people who are actively participating in work to feed hungry people every Saturday. That's how I met them. In a damn, what you call it? Like a food co-op, not a co-op. They like feed people every Saturday at 5:00 in the motherfucking morning for the last 28 years. That's what this organization has been doing. Doing all kinds of work. Tons of extraordinarily significant work for undocumented people who do not, women who do not even speak Mexican Spanish. These are migrants chased out of their own countries, where their families are, where they have loved ones, where they love. But because of foreign policy based on the aggressions of this country, they ain't got no choice but to leave they shit to come here to get mistreated, mishandled, abused, blasphemed, and shamed by other poor people who see that these people is the problem, not these motherfuckers who put them in the conditions that they in the first place, where they got to walk by on foot from fucking South America and goddamn Mexico to get over here because the conditions have been made to be what they are in the South. To come over here and cannot even communicate with Spanish-speaking people from Mexico. We was doing what you call it? Tutoring for the babies, fundraisers for diaper distribution for women who couldn't go and get social services because they undocumented. Like, what are you talking about, girl? That these people on this thread are socially irresponsible because they have made a very courageous decision, especially given how unpopular it is right there in that thread. They have made the courageous decision to say, you won't have me out here betray my own integrity, betray my own intuition, betray my own spirit by casting my fate with evil. I don't give a fuck what degree of evil it is. I don't give a fuck what degree, lesser or greater, blue or red. The fuck? How did we get here? I said I wasn't going to talk about this shit because it makes me angry. And I try not to be angry about this shit because I am crystal clear about what I am witnessing in this process. Crystal clear. So clear. It is, child, it's plaguing me. It's plaguing me, y'all. It's because it's everywhere. It's so everywhere, child. It is gruesome. Let me tell you why. Last night, I know it ain't going to seem related, but walk with me. Last night, I'd worked all day yesterday. I was exhausted. I wanted to have a glass of wine, you feel me, and watch some bullshit. Y'all know every time I start a story that way, it's something deep coming. I sat down and I began to watch Thor. I don't remember which. Ragnarok. Thor. Ragnarok. That's the one I watched, right? I've seen it many, many times before. I like Marvel comics. I like the whole little thing. Marvel Universe, whatever. I watched that shit last night. I was like, oh my God. I was sitting there last night like, it's, child, this shit that they do with these movies, with cinema, with film, with music, this shit that they do, people will be, once we wreck this bitch, once we destroy what is, I'm telling you, because that's the only way. Once we destroy what is, once we completely destroy what is, motherfuckers are going to be studying the movie industry for thousands of years to come. The same way we study Greek mythology, the same way they make us read that bullshitting ass Shakespeare and shit, the way we still talk about Plato, that motherfucker been dead for about 2,000 years or some shit. You feel me? The same way we talk about all the ancients and all motherfuckers are going to be studying what these diabolical, monstrous, evil, wicked motherfuckers were able to do with film. Because I'm sitting here watching this shit last night that I done watched so many times. The reason I watch Ragnarok is because I like when their sister comes back. You feel me? Right? Hela, that's her name. Hela, the goddess of death. She come back on the scene. So she public enemy number one. And baby, let me tell you about this motherfucking movie last night. Having seen this shit so many times, and it still eluded me. First of all, Thor, as played by the white boy that everybody loves so much, Thor is genuinely a piece of shit. I was like, he is textbook narcissistic, arrogant, a gaslighter. He is reductive in every relationship with a female that he has. He is reductive, dismissive. Like, he's a real piece of shit. I was like, and the thing that makes you not catch it is because, like, it's subtle. Y'all, I got so much to tell y'all. It's subtle. It's subtle. And we women have been out, and this motherfucker disarmed. When I tell you disarmed, to accept. Anyway, this motherfucker, Thor, is a piece of shit. I never liked Thor as a character. I was always rooting for Loki. Like, Loki is the man. You feel me? Fuck that. I'm rooting for this bitch because I always root for the antagonist. I always root for the bad guy. Fuck it. They doing something right. I always root for the bad guy. I don't give a fuck how bad they is. I always root for the bad guy in movies. Even when I was a little kid, I really thought something was wrong with me. Like, maybe I really am bad because I just want the coyote to win one time. Can the coyote just win one time? I'm telling you, I'm always rooted for the bad guy. You feel me? The underdog, the bad guy. I don't give a fuck what he done did. It ain't anywhere close to worst. It ain't anywhere close to worse than what the so-called protagonist has done and gets away with. You feel me? So I'm sitting here watching this shit last night. Loki is the trickster, you see. It didn't even. And then the girl from the Valkyrie, the black girl who is the drunk girl that they meet on the planet where Jeff Goldblum is the king of the whole planet. And she's drinking herself to death from misery, from depression. Like every last one of her sisters was murdered. And so she's drinking herself into a depression. She meets Thor, and Thor's like, oh my God, you're Valkyrie. You're sworn to defend the kingdom. You feel me? She's like, look, there ain't no more me left. So I'm out here to get paid. Fuck what you heard. I'm out here to get paid. Long story short, there's a scene where he finally wins her to go defend Valhalla. You feel me? They're gonna go because Hela then came back from imprisonment. His rotten ass pappy, played by what's his name? What's the man name that played in Silence of the Lambs? Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins plays Odin. Okay. And when Hela comes back, so Thor and Loki are at odds with each other because Loki tried to take over the earth. You feel me? Loki put Odin in a nursing home. He was like, fuck that. He put his ass in a nursing home on Earth. You feel me? Came back to rule Valhalla. But he's a shapeshifter because he's a trickster. And so he has himself disguised as Odin so he can go and rule Valhalla. Like, fuck them. The throne is mine. Y'all stole me from my motherfucking planet and my people, bitch. Y'all owe me. That's what he said. Y'all owe me. I'm gonna rule this bitch. I'm the king now. You feel me? So Loki and Thor are at odds right now. They beefing. But now they got to go find Odin, who was supposed to be in this nursing home, but the nursing home got leveled. You feel me? Let me tell you. They're going to find Odin in Norway. Okay? And he's old and he's literally getting ready. He's getting ready to die. He's getting ready to go join his wife. You feel me? And he says, you have a sister. And they're like, what? What? What you mean we got a sister? And she's coming and you have to stop her because she's evil. That's what he said. As he's dying. As he's getting ready to die. This bitch said, I ain't never told you in your whole motherfucking life that you got a sister that I done kept in prison your whole motherfucking life. But oh, you got a sister and you have to kill her because she evil. That's what he said. And she could not be free. Listen, she could not be free until his punk ass died. Odin. You feel me? Why is this important in this conversation that I'm having with you about your ass about to traipse into these motherfucking polls in November? Why? Is there any connection? Hela reemerges from her long imprisonment to tell them a story about who their pappy was. They rotten as if they didn't know who Odin was. They had already found out. Loki had been feeling like a redhead stepchild his whole life. You're like, why Pops don't treat me like he treat Thor? Like, what's wrong with me? You feel me? Listen, do you hear me? They changed the color of Loki's fucking skin, y'all. They changed his skin so he wouldn't remember who he was. He wouldn't remember where he came from. So they changed the color of his skin, Loki. And then it is only when he found out what happened to him that he wasn't a son. His ass was a fucking prisoner of war. The last remaining of his entire race, coddled like a puppy dog, like a pet for Odin. Evidence of his victory over his people. See, Loki was the evidence. He was like a trophy. He was the evidence of Odin's victory over his people. And victory for Odin meant total annihilation. But we forget that. And so cute little Anthony Hopkins with a little white beard and some white hair. Oh, he's so old though, right? We forget that he kept this man, this baby, as evidence of his victory over this man's people. And so when Loki found out who the fuck he was, we act like Loki was a bad guy. Loki had a motherfucking vendetta, baby. A just and righteous vendetta. That's what he had. What did he say in the scene where he was imprisoned? I forget which Avengers it was, where they had him in the glass prison. And they were asking him, like, what's up with you? Like, why you being like this or whatever? And he said, it's my favorite line ever. I never forgot it. That shit must have came out 12 years ago. I never forgot this line that Loki said. He said, I am burdened with glorious purpose. He's like, look, I'm not going to rest, and I'm not going to let you motherfuckers rest until everything that you represent is destroyed, wiped from the books of history. He said, I'm burdened with glorious purpose. I know why I am here now. I know why I exist. I know why here I was thinking y'all motherfuckers is family. Y'all ain't family. I'm a family pet. Y'all ain't family. Y'all keep me hostage. I cannot even be me. I can't be me. So much so, you motherfuckers changed my skin color. Feel me? So Loki, I'm always rooting for him. I don't give a fuck what he do. I don't give a fuck how bad they make him look. Loki is the one. I don't care. Do what you got to do, boy. Betray who you got to betray, because it's not betrayal. It's justice. We have to redefine all language. It's not betrayal. It's just anything that I do to get a one up off you, to get a lick off you, to fucking chop you up, chop your ass at the knees, bitch, is just. It's just. Every stab in the back is just. Oh, baby. Y'all ain't here. So they standing on the mountainside. Odin's rotten, filthy, diabolically fucking genocidal ass has just died. A peaceful death. How does a genocidal lunatic get to die peacefully? Y'all ain't hearing what I'm talking about. I ain't just talking about a movie. How does a genocidal megalomaniac, a fucking power-hungry mongrel, get to die peacefully? Get to set the terms for his peaceful death. You understand? And as soon as his ass died, Hela was like, it's about motherfucking time, bitch. I'm in here. She's got a little hair down. She bad. I love this bitch. She bad. And she's like, kneel before. She comes out of prison, bitch, rest to go. She said, now kneel before your queen. Talking to Thor and to Loki. They are at war. They are at odds, Thor and Loki. They are at odds. They do not fuck with each other no more because, quote, according to Thor, he keep with that bullshit. He keep like betraying him and shit, and his little feelings hurt because it's my brother and I love you. But yeah, it's easy for you to love me when you got everything and everything works in your favor at my expense. So it's like, fuck you. You feel me? So they at odds. Hela, though, comes on the scene and she's like, because she's the oldest. She existed long before they did. Hundreds of years before they did. She comes out of prison and she says, now kneel before your queen. And they was like, sorry, we can't do that. Both of them. Now fuck with Loki. But baby, even as the oppressed Loki, even as the subdued Loki, even as the one who had a genocidal campaign waged against his people, Loki, the one thing he could not do was let a woman lead. So even as I'm rooting for Loki, even as Loki is the man, when it came to being able to see Hela as an ally against Thor, against Valhalla, against the reign and the kingdom created by Odin, he couldn't do that. He like, that is the last straw. That ain't no shit I can do. What you want to do, Thor? I don't like you, and I'm still going to try to kill your ass. I'm still going to try to get the one up on you. But what you want to do with this bitch? The one thing that he could not do as a colonized man, the one thing he could not do as a colored man, the one thing he could not do having witnessed everyone in his whole kingdom destroyed by the people who keep him as a pet, the one thing he could not allow himself to do was be an ally to a fucking woman. That is non-negotiable. I'm sitting here last night like, God damn. Hela comes out because they're like, who this bitch? Like, how he just gonna spring on us right before he died? We got a sister that we ain't never known. We old as shit. You feel me? We ain't even know we got a sister. How the fuck he just gonna spring some shit like that on us before he die? How he gonna do that? You feel me? And then she goes to Valhalla to power up, right? And she's looking at the throne room and how, just like at the Vatican, you know what I'm saying? They have all the stories of all the angels and all the this and the Sistine Chapel. You can see the whole story of the whole of Christianity on the ceiling. So she's looking at this shit, but it's of Odin. And she's like, what the fuck is this shit up here? She's like, this ain't how that happened. She said these motherfuckers is sitting in gardens and eating grapes and drinking wine. She's like, this ain't how this shit happened. But it's easy to erase history when those that you conquer, those that you imprison, are not in the way. You can write history however you see fit. That's what she said. She said it's easy to change history, ain't it? You can just put the shit up on the ceiling however you see fit. She said, but let me show you something. And she threw some blades up in that shit and it started crumbling. And the original mural that was painted on the ceiling was of her as Odin's right hand. And she tells the guy that she's talking to, she's like, this is the true story. That I had a power unchallenged in the universe. She said, and Odin, my father, I was his primary weapon. He used me to conquer the 9 realms. There was none more powerful than we, and I was his weapon. And when my ambitions outgrew his, he turned on me and had me imprisoned for an eternity. That's what he did. She said, and what happened was, after he stole enough motherfucking loot, y'all listen to this story. I just watched this shit last night in my motherfucking feelings. She said, after he conquered the 9 realms and stole everybody's shit and killed everybody that waged a contest. That's what she said, because the mural that was below, underneath that shit was blood and gore and flames and war and demons. She was like, this is the true story of Valhalla. It's cute now. Y'all got all the little, she said, but where do you think, listen, y'all. She said, where the fuck do you think all this gold came from? That's a quote. She said, where do you think all this gold just came from? That's what she said. She said, where do you think all this gold came from? Where do you think all this gold came from that the entire goddamn city is made out of? She said, and then after he stole everything that he could steal and killed everybody he needed to kill to get it, then he became a beneficent leader. That's what she said. After he conquered the universe with me as his weapon, he decided now he wanted to become the beneficent king, the nice guy. And once my ambitions exceeded his, because he just wanted to be a jolly old nice white guy now. Once my ambitions exceeded his, he had no use for me and had me permanently imprisoned, right? And so she, the goddess of death, right? This girl, y'all gotta watch this shit. And watch it not for entertainment. Watch it for the subtle shit that I'm always telling you about. So you've got the Valkyrie girl, the one black girl that's been in any of them movies. She is the Valkyrie, drunken and depressed and shit. Thor wins her to the clique to go and save Valhalla. So you got the Valkyrie girl, you got Thor, you got Loki, and you got Hela. These are the main 4. The 3 of them, the Valkyrie girl, black girl, the Loki, the oppressed guy, she the oppressed girl, he the oppressed guy, both of them theoretically colored, you feel me? And Thor, right? Waging a contest against Hela to prevent Ragnarok. Okay? The destruction of all that is. Right? So they staging off on the Rainbow Bridge. They on the Rainbow Bridge. You feel me? And there is a scene where all three of them, slow motion. I was like, why they slow that shit down like that? Slow motion. They're standing, and the song Hammer of the Gods by Led Zeppelin is playing. Anyway, so that's playing. Okay. The three of them are standing side by side with their capes blowing in the wind, right? The Valkyrie girl, the black y'all, I got motherfucking chills right now. God damn, that shit had me fucked up last night. The Valkyrie girl, the black ass Valkyrie girl, last of her kind. Okay, the Valkyrie girl has a blue cape flapping in the wind, flapping in the wind. Loki has a green cape flapping in the wind, flapping in the wind, flapping in the wind. And Thor has the red cape flapping in the wind, flapping in the wind. Okay. Hela's color is green and black. Okay. Her get up is green and black. Loki's get up is green and black. The Valkyrie girl, the black ass, I'm gonna keep stressing that. The black ass female Valkyrie, last of her kind, blue cape flowing in the wind. But all of them are from Valhalla. All of them are from Valhalla, right? And then Thor's cape. Now let me break this down to you, because I done talked to y'all a lot about the red and blue. I'm gonna be talking about this shit a lot more as this next month comes up, and y'all get ready to go and cast your fucking fate with the gods of war, because that's what y'all doing. While y'all about to go out here and cast your fate with the gods of war, represented by the red and blue, I'm gonna be talking to y'all a lot about this red and blue symbolism and all these goddamn movies, because this shit out here last night had me upset. Thor, so Odin is God the Father. As if y'all didn't know that. I hope y'all know that, right? We ain't talking about, quote, a Celtic religion. We are talking about one of the many personifications of the same fucking deities. In Celtic tradition, Odin is God the Father. Thor is his fucking son. Thor is his son. Who is son? The personification of the sun's reign in this period. What's this period? The age of Pisces. Thor represents Jesus to a degree. Because Loki is the tricky character. Loki is the tricky character. I'm still trying to work this shit out of my mind. But Thor, as a representation of the old order of the old age, the representative of God the Father, that's who Thor represents. That's what his color represents. That's what the red represents. Remember, I told you that in the Bible, I think I saw this theologian, and I think he said that the red and blue together is mentioned 433 times in the Bible. 433 times the red and blue together is mentioned in the Bible. Is it not significant? Well, of course it'd be significant, because the Bible was stolen. You feel me? So it was significant in Egypt. It was significant in Greece. It was significant in Rome. You feel me? The red and blue, the duality of the red and blue. But according to the scripture, the red represents God's chosen people. Whenever you see it, the red represents God's chosen people, his favorites, his boos. The blue represents everybody else, the Gentiles, who are waiting to be able to participate in the fulfillment of prophecy, which is the coming of Christ, who is going to make it so that, what did I say? The red and blue represented a prophecy of the coming together of the red and blue under Christ, right? Because Christ's blood is going to be the thing that now allows the Gentiles to be one with God's chosen people. You feel me? So when I sent y'all that video the other day, and when I read that article by W.E.B. Du Bois, and he said the red and blue are just two different wings on the same bird. That's why I ain't voting, because the red and blue are two different wings on the same bird with the same interests. That's what W.E.B. Du Bois said, the first black man to graduate Harvard with a doctoral degree, to graduate from some prestigious school in fucking Germany, the elite, part of the 10%, the black elite, the boule, well-educated Negro. He's you won't have me out here betray my motherfucking self no more. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I know W.E.B. Du Bois is smarter than my ass. I know he was smarter than anybody I motherfucking know. And he's if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. He said, I ain't doing this shit no more. I done gave the democratic process a chance. You understand? And this year, you won't have me out here betray myself. He was clear. But this red and blue dichotomy, let me tell you something. This shit is so deep. I was up in here. I was up in here in a wormhole last night off this fucking movie. I was like, were they trying to tell us something? Were they like predicting something? Because Ragnarok, I read about Ragnarok to you guys. It's in the Women's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secrets. Ragnarok is mentioned in the Women's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secrets as a doomsday. It's a doomsday, right? And this doomsday, it's the end. It's the end. And I told y'all, like, these movies, end of the world scenario movies, rapture movies, Jesus coming back for the church shit, all these horror movies about the end of the world, whether it's a fucking, asteroid or whatever. The thing that always tends to be synonymous with the inevitable end is a black person in a position of power. I'm telling you, you can't name one where that's not the case in the last 30 years. Find yourself an end of the world scenario movie, 2012, Deep Impact, what's the other one? Impact, what's the other one? Contact. You can just name them. Independence. No, the president in Independence Day was a white guy. I'm wrong about that. Independence Day was a white guy. But every other one, they Negroes. Because the inevitable, listen to what I am telling you, the inevitable end of what is the necessary, inevitable end of what is, they know, even if we do not know, is going to be brought about by a melanated motherfucker. So they always find they guy or they girl in this process, in this particular period. They got to find one of, because they're listen, these movies, these Marvel movies, every single one of them are based on mythology. They're based on actual mythology, the Eternals, whatever. They're based on mythology. Now, if we're talking about how mythology does not mean not true, it is a metaphorical adaptation of observed and lived historical events, typically based on astrological occurrences. That's mythology. That's mythology. And so if they're showing it to you in movies, is it just entertainment, or is this a modern way to articulate what is to come based on prophecy, that at least as the way that they see it, in an attempt to prevent it, because they want to stay on top. But all the prophecies of all the ancient mythologies have said their time is over, and it will be, and that the ending of that time will be preceded by a melanated motherfucker, a dark-skinned motherfucker. Every time. The end of what is right now, this wicked ass shit that we live in, global imperialism, global colonization, a global prison. This shit right here, its end lays squarely in proximity to blackness, to blackness, brownness, redness, yellowness, and even poor white folks, if they get their motherfucking mind right. They can get their mind right. But they're clear, and they put it in every movie right in your, they play in your motherfucking face. So instead of you being excited when you say, oh, okay, the end of the world as we know it is coming, the end of the world as we know it is coming, and all we got to do is wait for the sign. The sign is that it's going to be a nigga. You feel me? It's going to be some black skin motherfucker that is going to precede the inevitable fall, because they have done it. Go all the way back to like the 1990s, even the late 80s, and just start having marathons of all the goddamn end of the world scenario movies. They always got some black ass person in some high ranking position of leadership that is always supposed to be synonymous with the end of the world, the end of days, the end of things as we know it, the end of time as we know it. Every single one. The Book of Eli. I mean, you just keep, and so they play in your face. And they get you melanated person, they get you black person, they get you brown person, they get you red person, they get you yellow person, fearful of the melanated, fearful of the possibility of blackness in positions of leadership and power that could challenge the way the world is. They get you, they turn you, melanated person, into a white nationalist. They sure do. They turn you, melanated person, into a white supremacist. I done met plenty. Y'all call out here, they call them coconuts. Mexicans. When Mexicans, talk about a Mexican person, a brown person, who they call them white on the inside and dark on the outside, they call them coconuts. We used to call them Oreo cookies in the South. A black person with white in the inside, we used to call them Oreo cookie. Feel me? Whatever it is, everybody got a concept of that. Everybody got an understanding about who that motherfucker is. Yeah, they look like us, but they ain't us. They ain't about what we about. They ain't trying to be about what we about. None of that shit. You feel me? And so, as a matter of fact, Goddess Essence Energy said the coconuts is crazy. I cackled out loud the first time I heard it too. Yeah, the Mexicans call them like the revolutionary Mexicans out here, they call them coconuts. You know what I'm saying? When there's a Mexican that act like a white person who got white interests. But what did Kwame Nkrumah call coconuts and Oreo cookies, right? He said they were neo-colonials. They were the last stage, the last ditch effort of white supremacy to save itself, to rescue itself, right? And man, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but there's so much I wanted to say to y'all this week. And anyway, so I'm sitting here watching this shit, and I got stuck on how deliberate the coloring was. How deliberate. Because that's why I got on that. The mythology does not mean untrue. It means an anthropomorphized, like metaphorical way to tell a story about actual occurrences in history, right? And so if that's the case, and we're watching movies like this, and we just take them in as entertainment, but we are not seeing the subtext and how ancient these stories are, and how these stories have impacted every single space in our consciousness and in the world. What is it that they were communicating in this scene? First of all, this black ass woman dressed in a blue cape when nobody else on Valhalla. Nobody else on Valhalla had blue anything. No blue cape, no blue clothes, no. So why you got a blue cape? Why you got a blue cape? As a matter of fact, the way she got a blue cape back was when she finally said, I'm gonna ride with the crew. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come with y'all. And so Thor retrieved one of the old outfits of the Valkyrie. Because all her sisters died. All her sisters died. And I'm gonna tell you why they died. Because they were sellouts. All her sisters died because they were sellouts. All her sisters died because they were sellouts. Why were they sellouts? Because the Valkyrie were unquestioningly loyal to the throne. Well, who sat on the motherfucking throne? Odin's genocidal, malignant, monstrous, egomaniacal self. So what does it mean to be loyal to the throne? If your ass is colored, and you question undying and unflinching allegiance to the state, because that's what they did. That's what the Valkyrie did. They pledged undying, unquestioned allegiance to the state, the same state that had them in near powerless in the first place. But they hedged their bets with the state. That's what they did. Women, because the Valkyrie are all female. I'm giving y'all the word tonight, baby. This is preaching I'm doing right now. The Valkyrie were servants. They were the servant class. They could not marry. They could not mate. What did we have this conversation about not too long ago? The repost that I did of my analysis of the Woman King. Y'all act like these bitches were sovereign, like they had a choice. The Valkyrie were voiceless, mindless, obedient servants to the state. That's what they was. And when the one bitch, oh my God, the one bitch who could challenge the state and who could challenge the state in a way that guaranteed its inevitable fall, when she come up on the scene, it's like, why y'all defending? That's what she said. That's what Hilla said. Why y'all bitches on his side? Why y'all on his side? Why y'all on his side? That's what I want to know. Why y'all on his side? Y'all come over here with me. They was like, nah, we made a vow. We pledged our undying, unflinching, unquestioning allegiance to the throne, baby. So us voiceless, powerless, mateless, sexless bitches is about to give all our allegiance and all our energy to the throne against the one bitch that could have liberated them, that could have freed them. If they would have, because this bitch had the power, you feel me? So much so that when they made their stand, it was like, fuck this bitch. We stand with Odin. We defend our oppressor. We stand unquestioningly with our owner, with our boss, with the state. And when they made their stand, when they took their position, she's like, I came here to do what I came here to do. So you either with me or you ain't. But bitch, I'm the one that has power in the place now. Odin imprisoned me because he knew he could not subdue me. He could get it. You feel me? And so what she do? One person, Hela, one woman, Hela, with supreme power, Hela, lay waste to the entire army of sellouts, the Valkyrie. She laid waste to them effortlessly. Yeah, she did. She did that. She murked every last one of them except the black girl. The one black girl left. She laid waste to the whole crew. The most valiant fighters in all of the universe, the Valkyrie. Child, they got laid waste to because they sided with the old age. They sided with empire that has been prophesied in every religion on earth to inevitably be ended. And that ain't all the prophecies say. All the prophecies say too that the inevitable end will come at the hands of a woman, of women. The inevitable end will come at the hands of women. That's why the Bible started talking about the motherfucking whore of Babylon. You understand? That's why. Every tradition, everywhere, the inevitable end will come at the hands of the mother. You feel me? And instead of siding with the mother, instead of siding with the future, instead of siding with themselves and their own self-interest, what did Amanda say? Viola Davis's character in Suicide Squad. What did he say? What she say? She said my skills in propaganda, my skills in manipulation, my skills in fucking all of that shit. My skills make me a professional at what I do. What I do? I have perfected the art of making people move against their own self-interest. Your self-interest is to live and to thrive and to be happy and experience joy. She said, because I defend the state, I defend the government, I defend the Pentagon, I make it so that I can do the dirt they need me to do and they keep clean hands. That's what she said, this black ass woman. That's what she said. That's what she said. She said, I have perfected the art of making a motherfucker move against their own self-interest. That's what I've done. So I'm going to tell you, this black ass Amanda in the Suicide Squad, this black ass lone left Valkyrie, masterful, strategic fighter, the strongest fighters in the universe and shit. All that power. And she sided with the state. All that power, and she sided with this against her own self-interest, baby, against her freedom, against her. She fought to defend slavery. She fought to defend colonialism. She fought to defend imperialism. That's what she did. That's what Amanda did. And I'm always telling y'all, the state is clear, even when we are not. The state is clear. Not only is the state clear, the state is arrogant and audacious. They was like, we can put this shit right in their face in plain English. We ain't even got to hide shit, and they still won't see it. They still won't see it for what it is. We can put our strategy, we can put our tactics, we can put all of this shit in film in their face. Throw a couple of bombs in there, a couple of sword fights and shit. They'll still miss the boat. We can, and what this will do, because what I told y'all, is this conditioning through cinema is communicating two different messages at the same time. It is communicating a message of superiority, and it is communicating a message of subjugation and the justification for subjugation, colonization, genocide, despair. These movies communicate, they tap into the heartstrings through whiteness, because there's black ass people in these movies and there's white ass peoples in these movies as the representation of the extremes. The harmony was supposed to be the harmony, but they have been made antagonisms by the state, right? And so I don't want to get that deep on y'all, but there is a strategic reason why certain characters are black and certain characters are white, and then you've got the characters in between, people of color and, and so on and so forth. But when you look at the roles of the characters and then the race of the characters, is not just about strategically placing, we need a colored person in the movie, it is about this philosophy that exists everywhere and how to maintain the chasm of disharmony, because they don't want the world to be well. This is what they've created, an antagonism, a violent antagonism between the opposing forces. You feel me? When the opposing forces are supposed to be non-antagonistically harmonious. And so I'm sitting here seeing all this shit last night. Why Loki and Hela got on green and black? I was sitting there last night with that. Like, why they got on green and black? I still got to dig deep into the green. But the thing about gold, I'm about to, I need a research grant or some shit. Because I need a research grant so I can just live in these worms hole and piece apart this shit. All of this shit. All the shit I'm talking about to y'all all the time. This fucking end of the world shit. That shit requires more hours in the day that I have to really research it. I need a research grant or some shit. You feel me? So I can be on like fistfuls of mushrooms and deep diving into this shit. So, anyway, I digress. Child, this ain't even close to what I was going to be talking about, but I was on one because the next month, that's what I was going to talk to you about. The next month, It's not even the next month. September was extraordinary in terms of the gravity and the depth and the seriousness back to back to back to back to back to back to back, damn near every day of this month. And if you go back just maybe 3 months, I was telling you that the month of September was going to be an extremely violent one, not just September, October. Why? Because Pluto made its final transition into Capricorn at 29 degrees on September 1st. That Pluto Capricorn relationship is a hostile one because Pluto is challenging Capricorn's position, right? Capricorn represents the long-standing institutions, primarily religious, economic, and governmental institutions. And Pluto entering into Capricorn for her final throwdown with this bitch, for her final throwdown with this bitch, will last until November 19th, which is what I've been talking to y'all about for 4 years. November 19th is the day. November 19th is the day. It's big. It's magnanimous. But this last transition that Pluto just made into Capricorn promises extremes beyond imagining. And that's what we experienced in September. Whether it was, so you guys got to go on my Facebook page. I'll link it in the description below. But the guy from Astrology Report was just talking. I mean, he had more information than I did about all the damn big events that have happened in September. Some of them y'all have been talking about. To me, not the most important ones, but like, Diddy getting arrested on the lunar eclipse was not an accident. It was strategically to divert your fucking energy away from something of substance to that bullshit. I'm telling you, that's how these motherfuckers play. That's how they play. This nigga was fucking arrested. They've been talking about Diddy for the last 2 years. He was arrested on a lunar eclipse, a dark moon. This bullshit with Cardi B and whole punk ass baby daddy. Feel me? The 72-year-old woman who she decided not to have her trial a closed trial so that all the names of the motherfuckers who participated in these transgressions with her, now the number is up to 72. 72 fucking men have been charged with the rape of the 72. 72. Yep. 72 men who have been charged in the rape of a 72-year-old woman, initiated by her husband, who would drug her to unconsciousness and allow men in their neighborhood. One of the men on trial, child, was her next door neighbor. And she was like, he was always so nice. He was just always such a nice guy. This motherfucker 6 times was invited to his neighbor's house. Hold on, let me drug my wife, and then you can come over and I'm gonna watch while you assault my wife while she's unconscious. So they're saying today, the information that just came out from the trial is that she has serious health issues because she has been diagnosed with 6 fucking STDs now, including HIV. 72. So this guy was talking about how many sexual aggressions have been unearthed in the month of September. He was naming shit I didn't even know. How do we not know? How do we not? These are big ones, huge. God, yeah, I gotta. I wish I'm not gonna open it, but that was the first thing he was talking about, was how this period, this last Pluto in Capricorn, was unearthing a lot of deep shit that was indicative of the maleficent behavior of men in power. That's what he said. He said that this last hoorah in Capricorn is digging deep and unearthing, particularly the maleficent behavior of men in power, especially when in relationship with women. That he said, he was talking about, there was a I don't want to misquote, but there was an Arab head of state who just got arrested for because all these women came out and said that he had raped them. A head of state, The guy, there were two prominent men over two big giant like globalist organizations that just went to trial for crimes against women. There was another. He was just going down the list of all the big heads, the big men in political power, who just in the month of September have been revealed to be sexual predators. He said this is a theme, and this theme will not end until Pluto finally makes its transition out of Capricorn and permanently into Aquarius on November 19th. He said, what does this mean? All these men being revealed, all these men being exposed, that damn, is sexual violence against women synonymous with being in positions of leadership? He's like, I don't know what this means, but it looks like a theme, because he named like 10 men, big, prominent men in giant positions of power, heads of state, presidents and shit, who have been revealed to commit crimes, to have committed crimes against multiple women. Then this thing, he didn't mention them, but whatever, this thing with the 72-year-old woman being raped by 72 men over a 10-year period. They say none of the men lived more than 2 miles away from her home. This dude has set up a damn group of men in his vicinity to sexually assault his wife. That shit still blows my mind. The murder of this Indian doctor that happened on August 30th. An Indian female doctor on shift at the hospital raped and brutalized by, they guesstimate 9 doctors and 1 security guard. 9 doctors and a fucking security guard raped and brutally murdered. The way they killed this girl, y'all. It was like the way they killed this girl on shift at a hospital saving lives. That happened on August 30th. This is, and so all the shit about the war and about Hezbollah and about, I think, like, I tread lightly because I know that this shit is in dire straits. But I am telling you, I think this shit, yes. But Tajali, yes, men in power stealing women's power through rape, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. The increase of violence against women is it's across the board. I've watched so many documentaries over the last 3 months about how subsequent to COVID, the increase of violence against women and children has catapulted. What is the driving force behind this? What is the driving force behind this? Right? And I'm telling you, women are going to have to take the position that enough is motherfucking enough. And it ain't just about me. It is about seeing consistently harm done against women, and we get terrorized collectively into inaction and into like submission. We get terrorized into submission. And this increase in violence will not end. And at the end of the day, even talking about these wars in the Middle East, the majority, the great overwhelming majority of the casualties of these wars are women and children. So it's not a contradiction for me to say we have to prioritize women in the world. We have to prioritize women everywhere. And I ain't talking about in no rescue shit neither. I'm talking about we have to be. The eclipse is on Wednesday, y'all. The solar eclipse is on Wednesday. And the solar eclipse is on Wednesday. And I just feel, y'all know what happened last solar eclipse. It's got us in the quagmire we in right now. And I'm telling you, I don't know how I'm going to say it. I don't know how I'm going to say what it is I want to say. But there is a ceremony. There is a conspiracy I want to cast right now. This is what I'm leaving y'all with, and I'm not going to do the 11 o'clock live that I said I was going to do. I'm not. I'll do it tomorrow, maybe. What's tomorrow? Sunday? I'll do it Monday. I'm not. I'm on, because it's deep. But this is a conspiracy that I'm casting for October 2nd. As a matter of fact, I would say that if you accept the mission, if you accept, this is going to get me cut. This is going to get me chopped off this shit. I'm going to say it. Fuck it. There is a conspiracy I want to cast right now. Right now, I want you all to commit to participate in this conspiracy. I want you to make the commitment to tell others what you heard so they too can participate in the conspiracy. I want you to share a clip of the conspiracy to 10 to 20 other human beings, preferably uterus-possessing human beings, to make the commitment for this eclipse. To cast a conspiracy. Because this eclipse, this eclipse is significant. This solar eclipse coming up on Wednesday is a solar. You know what Java wants? The shit is dire. I want to laugh, but the shit, we are in dire motherfucking straits. We in dire straits. And I'm telling you, the only hope for the whole planet is courageous, audacious, asshole women. We gotta be assholes right now. We gotta be all the bad things. We gotta be bitches. We gotta be witches. We gotta be assholes. We gotta be motherfuckers. We gotta be all the bad things. We gotta be that. We gotta be that. Like, that's how we have to behave. We have to be verbally cleaving bitches' heads off right now. That's what we got to do. We got to be verbally cleaving bitches' heads off. We need our motherfucking metaphorical lathes. Our metaphorical, what she call them? What she call it? The labors. We need our y'all need to sharpen y'all motherfucking labors this weekend. Y'all need to sharpen y'all labors this weekend. You need to sharpen your labors. You need to sharpen your motherfucking tongue. You don't need to listen to meditation music. No soft, wispy, ethereal shit. That ain't the shit you need to be listening to this week. If you need a song list to get you in the vibe, let me know. I'll get you a song list. You feel me? Bitch, this weekend, before this motherfucking eclipse, in the sign of ultimate justice, the solar eclipse in Libra demanding justice. Like, what y'all gonna do? Like, what y'all gonna do? God damn it. I'm giving you the juice. I'm giving you a motherfucking solar eclipse in goddamn Libra. I done gave you a lunar eclipse in motherfucking Pisces, so you can dig deep and unearth the bullshit, so you can know exactly who needs to be judged. She just spent a whole month unearthing these diabolical motherfuckers in positions of power. She's like, now what y'all gonna do? Y'all know their names. Y'all know their crimes. Y'all know how many women they done transgressed against. You know every country that they rule. You know the names of their motherfucking businesses. Y'all go on my Facebook page and watch this damn video this boy did. It's called The October Surprise by Astrology Report. He did that shit. That shit had me on one today. So fuck what you heard. I don't need y'all sitting Kundalini style motherfucking yogics. What you call that shit? I don't need y'all sitting in the lotus position this week. Nope. This ain't the week for it. As a matter of fact, while Pluto is in Capricorn till November 19th, every aspect of your life should be a stage of opposition to what is. Every single thing that you do. Somebody cross you. Like, let me tell you what happened this morning. I went into the goddamn drive-thru to get some breakfast. I had a dance class this morning. I was like, let me go get a biscuit before I go to the drive-thru. This fucking white woman taking my order through the drive-thru. All I wanted was a goddamn butter biscuit. I was in a good mood when I got up this morning. I'm going to my little dance class, shimmy some of this weight off, you feel me? I'm in a good mood. Go get my little butter biscuit and go about my motherfucking life. I said, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I just want a butter biscuit and some ice cream. That was, don't judge. That was my breakfast. Was a butter biscuit and ice cream. Okay. So anyway, I said, but can you have me have them put butter on the inside of the biscuit? We can't do that. I was like, I'm here twice a week. I've never had anybody tell me that they can't do that. You understand? Oh, happy birthday, voiceovers by Stephanie Marie. Happy birthday, little Libra. Girl. Anyway, this girl, it's too early to have an attitude, boo. It ain't but 9 o'clock. You ain't even been working long. Like, it's too early to have an attitude. All I asked for was a butter biscuit. She's like, we can't do that. We can give you the butter and we can give you a knife, but it's a safety issue. I said, what? It's a safety issue. We can't cut it for you, but we can give you a knife and some butter. So at first I was just like, I just had an attitude. I was pissed. Like, what the fuck? Like, who gives me an attitude about a motherfucking butter biscuit? You feel me? And then I was like, you know what? I said, I'm trying to make, because I had an attitude. I went silent. I was just like, you know what? Whatever. Just give me the shit. You feel me? Then I was like, wait a minute. I said, I'm trying to figure out how it's a safety issue to put butter in a biscuit when that same biscuit y'all sell with motherfucking eggs and bacon and cheese. Y'all have to cut the motherfucking biscuit open to put eggs and bacon and cheese in it. So how is it a safety issue to take that same cut biscuit and put some butter in it instead? Well, I just know they're not going to do that. I said, but I just told you that I just came here 3 days ago and got the same thing I'm asking you for without no lip. Like, what the fuck? You feel? I was mad. I was like, why? Why'd you have to do this first thing in the morning? And she's the only white person I've ever seen work there. I've never seen everybody else is people of color, typically like black teens and Mexican young people. You feel me? So I see this white girl face, the first face I see this morning, and this the bullshit she on. Even taking my order outside at a goddamn drive-through, she still attempts to exercise some dominance over me to impact my motherfucking day in her lowliness. That at least I ain't her, at least I ain't a nigga, or whatever the fuck she was going through. I said, what the fuck is this? I said, you know what? Just tell them to do the shit. Just tell them to do the shit. Well, I'll just put it in the notes, but I know they're not going to do it. And so I tried to pay her, right? And she's like, they'll just take your card at the window. So I go to the window. There's a black girl at the window. I said, listen, I don't ever do this shit. I am not one, because I know black women get a bad rap. So I'll be the one, be like, you know, I'm a represent for the group. You feel me? It's rare. It's so rare. But plus, I worked in the food and restaurant industry for so long. I just know how it is. You feel me? I give a lot of grace because they don't get paid worth of shit. You feel me? So I was like, I told the sister, I said, look, I don't ever do this, especially over something as simple as a motherfucking butter biscuit. But that girl, her rank ass attitude, she almost got popped in the face today. On this morning, she almost got popped in the motherfucking face. She was like, well, ma'am, what happened? And I told her what happened. She said she did not do that. I said, yes, she did. I'm still sitting here flabbergasted. She was like, why would she tell you we can't cut a biscuit when all the biscuits are already cut? All we got to do is put the butter in the biscuit. I said, go snatch that. I told the black girl, I said, will you go snatch that bitch? I said, that shit was crazy that just happened this morning. That happened. And I let too much slide. I do. I have a problem with that. You know, we Virgos and Libras be guilty of this shit too. We be letting shit slide just for the sake of keeping the peace. That girl set me off this morning. I was like, you know what? Just give me my shit. The fuck you going with? What the fuck you mean? You can't cut a biscuit. It's a health risk. It's a health risk. I was like, girl, it's a fucking kitchen. Y'all ain't got no knives in the kitchen? Why are you playing with me? Hold on. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, what you doing?
I'm on a live right now. Let me call you right back.
Oh, okay, man.
Or text me. Tell me what's up. Text me.
Okay.
All right, peace. Yeah, this girl really tried me this morning over some dumb shit. And I'm gonna tell you, that audacity, that fucking vagrant bullshit is going to increase because these motherfuckers that are in positions of power are really, really defining the line. And white people are going to feel like their whiteness is what their humanity is what's being challenged, and their humanity is tied to their whiteness. So they are going to be just like the black girl who was the Valkyrie. They will side with their enemy because they don't see themselves in us. They don't see their suffering in us. They don't see their conditions fucked up as they is as aligned with us. So I'm telling you, the everyday regular white person in this country will become an instrument of the state, will become a weapon of the state. No different than that black ass Valkyrie who defended Odin against the one woman who could liberate the whole crew. That's happening. This always happened, but it sharpens in times like these, where these conflicts, these organized conflicts, are orchestrated to take the heat off the state, instead of challenging the state, instead of challenging the state. Here we are about to go into the polls to support the state, to support the legitimacy of the state, to support the institution, to say in one big collective voice, whether we vote red or whether we vote blue, that we believe in the process, that we believe in the state, that we believe in our bosses, that we believe in our rulers, that we believe in our owners, we believe in our slave masters. That's what y'all about to do on November 5th. Because the state does not serve you. They have just they're talking about sending another $20 billion to Israel. After the $88 billion they've already, where that $88 billion came from, y'all? It's not the state's money. It's your blood, it's your sweat, it's your tears, it's your exhaustion. It's the wealth that you produced and have had no access to. They're literally robbing you blind. Literally robbing you blind. Fucking Ukraine is getting ready to use experimental weapons on Russia. And NATO is going to support them. Where is the wealth that's funding this goddamn war against Ukraine, against Russia? Where is it coming from? Billions and billions and billions of dollars. We are the slave society. We are. There are degrees of slavery, but we are the slave society, generating this motherfucking wealth that has primarily been used for wars. And we don't have no access to it. I got a tooth fucked up and can't go get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everyday shit. It's everyday shit. We ain't got money for nothing. We can't help y'all with nothing. You ain't, motherfucker, y'all ain't helping us with shit. Everything that we get. That's why I got an attitude with y'all talking about food stamps or anything like that. Food stamps, housing. We paid for that shit. Even motherfuckers who ain't never worked a day in their life, guess what, bitch? They paid for it too. The state ain't paid for nothing. The state lives for free like fat ass ticks off the bodies of the suffering in this bitch. They ain't paid for a motherfucking thing. They rob us blind and then use the motherfucking money to generate more wealth for themselves by massacring human beings, securing their fucking position, to massacre pawns to secure their position. They ain't paid for ever. The state ain't never paid for shit. Y'all got these House of Representatives and the Senate and this. Child, it's an illusion. All this shit is an illusion. It's an orchestration. I just told y'all. Anyway, I ain't gonna go out because I'll tell y'all this shit. I can talk to y'all. This shit right here, I can talk to y'all about all night. They are playing in your face, and I am telling you, they ain't just playing in your face. They have been reciting over and over and over and over and over again through cinema. They're telling and retelling of old ass prophecy. Remember that prophecy that we read about in the Sibyls? Where that shit at? Y'all remember that prophecy? Anybody remember the prophecy that we read in the Sibyls? Anybody remember that? Let me read some of y'all comments because I've been going off. Get y'all readings. Get y'all readings. Get y'all readings. I told y'all. I'm gonna tell you again. I ain't mad. I ain't got an attitude. I'm just hyped right now. That's why my face look like that. But I've been telling y'all for the last whatever, and I extended it. I don't know if any of you guys saw the post that I made through YouTube and through my Facebook channel, but I extended the gift process because the big days are from now until October 9th when Jupiter stations retrograde. That's big shit. It really is going to have an impact. Jupiter stationing retrograde is gonna have massive implications straight through the month. The full moon coming up after the solar eclipse, 2 weeks after the solar eclipse, huge. But for right now, and it's on my YouTube post. Remember when I was saying I was giving away goddess necklaces to everybody that purchased a 1 hour reading between now and the 9th. So between now and October 9th, which is basically about 2.5 weeks. What, girl? It's basically about 2.5 weeks. She's being so sweet. I have to pick her up because usually she'd just be a tyrant. And now she's being so super cute. So let me pick her up, snuggle with her. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Oh, she's so cute. Hey, little baby. Hey, little baby. Where's your girly? Anyway, between now and October 9th. Oh, you want to get back now? Purchase a 1 hour reading. A 1 hour reading. And I will send you a goddess necklace. Okay. I make them myself. The bone I get from an indigenous sister I met maybe 15, 20 years ago. They're my power pieces. And yes, so get those. I am. This thing that I said I was going to do at 11, it's important. And it's important. So the one about the pine cone, I know it seems random, but it's not. It's important. And so the reason I'm mentioning that is because I went pine cone harvesting yesterday. And there's a lot that I have to tell you about the pine cone shit. That's why I was like, I'm not going to do it tonight because that's going to require a lot of brain energy that I don't have tonight. But it has to do with this period that we're in. This season that we're in is an ample opportunity to tap into pine cone magic and pine cone energy, which is big and monumental. Plus, this is also the time of the year where we've already transitioned through the autumnal equinox. Last Sunday, we transitioned into the season of the ancestors. So this period, all the way through, is the shortening of days, all the way up until the winter solstice. This shortening of days, this darkening of the day, where the dark conquers the light, where the dark conquers the night. That's what the fall represents. The fall, or the autumn season, represents night conquering day, right? And so this whole period from the autumn equinox to the winter solstice, where the sun metaphorically becomes victorious over the dark, foreshadowing the longer days, longer days, longer days. This period between the autumnal equinox and the winter solstice is the time of the mothers. It is the time of the ancestors. It is a time to raise up the dark mothers. Oya. Oya governs the month of November. Kali governs the month of October, right? On and on and on. So this is a time to power up. This is our time. This time of the year is our time. If we can, and I believe energetically is why we're so distracted this time of the year. September to December is the period of time where we're always super distracted. We got so many holidays and kids and this and that. We'd be so distracted during that stretch of time. I believe it's purposeful because it's feminine. It's the feminine time. It's the rise of the feminine time. It's the most feminine energy of the whole year. This period, it's the time of the year where the ancestors come back to earth to roam the earth. You feel me? All of these little mythologies about the significance of the ancestors. Oya, what do they say? Growing her army of Egun in these months. So I say tap into and fully embrace and embody that energy. Sleep more if you need to. If you can't figure out why you can't go to sleep, don't fight it. This is the time where witches thrive. Is when the dark when the dark conquers the day, when the night is longer. So instead of saying, damn, I should have been in bed by 11 o'clock, or I should have been in bed by 10 o'clock, but I don't know why I can't go to sleep. Be the fuck up. Be the fuck up. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Be the fuck up. Be purposefully, presently up, because spirit might have something for you during the witching hour. She may not want you to be in a coma. She may not want to communicate with you while you're sleeping in the witching hour. She might want you to be She might want you to be in your consciousness wide the fuck awake during the witching hour. So instead of beating yourself up, honor the night. Honor the night. Honor the ancestors. Honor the mothers. Make your offerings. Take care of your ancestral altar if you have one. If you don't, establish an ancestral altar ASAP. Okay. There's something else. Get your readings this week. Get your readings. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna be doing readings on the eclipse. I'm gonna go back to the conspiracy. That was the other thing. Girl, you so cute and sometimey. I'm not going to be doing readings on the eclipse. I debated about it all day today. I went out to the beach and was just sitting out there, and I was like, I'm not going to be working on the eclipse. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be fully in ceremony on that day. So I will not be doing readings on the eclipse. I know usually with lunar events, I make myself available to you to do readings. So get your reading the day of. Like I said, the energy of that eclipse. First of all, every eclipse, but solar eclipses in particular, impact. You can feel the impact of those eclipses 3 months prior and 6 months after. This one is huge. But every lunar event, 24 hours before, 24 hours after, you're in the crest of that event, right? So the day before, which is Tuesday, the day after, which is Thursday, if you want to book your solar eclipse readings for those days, fine. I will be doing readings both those days. But the day of, I will be fasting. I will probably be microdosing in my fast. And I'm gonna sit in ceremony all day on the eclipse. And when I say ceremony, I'm talking about this motherfucking conspiracy. I'm not talking about kumbaya shit. I'm not talking about Zen shit. I'm not talking about spa day shit. Nope. I'm not talking about Kundalini yoga shit. Nope. I'm not talking about love and life shit. Love and light shit. Nope. On that motherfucking October 2nd, Wednesday eclipse, I am going to be casting a goddamn conspiracy. This conspiracy, let me be careful in how I word my shit. First of all, I want to talk about this prophecy. Hold on. Here it is. I turned right to it. Remember this prophecy in the Sibyls? Y'all remember that? Anybody? Hold on. Let me read some of y'all. Okay. Y'all got all kind of comments up in here. Let's see. How mad and evil, dark spirited do you have to carry and be like, my goodness, and then claim to save lives and help others with the same hands? Come on in the room, Goddess Essence. Come on. Goddess Essence Energy says she coming in hot. I feel her too. Well, and then Java Watson said, don't get clipped, Cassandra. We need you on this platform. I'm just telling you, this shit is getting deep. Speaking of which, this episode 2 happened this week. Remember that platform called Africa Stream? I love that because they was just giving us the 411 on everything that was happening in Africa, primarily the big conflict areas. But they just completely yanked their shit off the internet, baby. That just happened this week. And so everybody's in an uproar signing, what do you call it, petitions and shit. But this is like a legit ass, alternative news, thing. And they yanked their shit right off the internet. So did. That just happened. So, and then Jabba Watson say she need that song list. Okay, let me put y'all on game really quick. Okay, song list. Okay, Africa Hot. These are all by Dead Prez until I say otherwise. Africa Hot, Dead Prez. Walk Like a Warrior, Dead Prez. What's the other one? Get Up. That is by Dead Prez and the Coup. Get Up. You got to get up right now. Yes. Turn the system upside down. You're supposed to be fed up by now. Turn the system upside down. Honestly, I'm against this government. I ain't got to cover it up. It's what I meant. I'm sick of paying bills and I'm sick of paying rent. Sick of paying bills and I'm sick of paying rent like all the time. Ooh, that's my shit. Hold on. Honestly, I'm against the other verse. What do you say? When I ain't no rapper, so y'all don't laugh at me. When I hear the whoop whoop, I be ducking them hoes. I can smell a pig coming, so I stay on my toes. On the low from po-po, so fuck the whole lease. Cause piece of meat is loaded under my seat, and I know power respect that, so serve and protect that. I'm young, black, and just don't give a fuck. Try me, grilling. I'm young, black. I'm young. Shit. I'm young. Oh. When I hear the whoop whoop, I be ducking them hoes. I can smell a pig coming, so I stay on my toes. On the low from po-po, so fuck the whole lease. Piece of meat is under my seat, and I know power respect that, so serve and protect that. To serve and protect that. I'm young, black, and just don't give a fuck. Try me, grilling you right back. Grilling me, I'm grilling you right back. Try me or some shit. Damn, that's the jam. Get Up by the Coup, and Dead Prez. Who else? Shit. Black Moses by Cyrock. Call Me Black. That's about Harriet Tubman. Who else? I got a list for y'all, but y'all need rage music right now. No kumbaya shit, no zen shit, no peace and harmony shit. I'm telling you, right now, that's not what we need. That's not what the goddess of liberty needs. That's not what my aunt needs, the holder of the scales of justice. That ain't what she need. That ain't what she asking for. She asking for you bitches to be the judges, the juries, and the executioners of true justice. True justice, real justice, harmonious justice. You feel me? The scales of justice ain't balanced right now. That shit all the fuck out of whack. All the fuck out of whack. And that's why she spent all month exposing these motherfuckers. The whole month of September was a month of exposure. And it's only going to get worse. I ain't saying worse. It's only going to get deeper. It's only going to get sharper. It's only going to get more and more and more exposed because we riding this motherfucking booking Bronco called Pluto and Capricorn until November 19th. It's only going to get deeper. You feel me? And we have to be the surprise. What is it that we are going to do to throw a wrench in the game? This conspiracy. Email me at releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. Releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. If you want a reading, if you want the revolutionary song list, if you want if you want the revolutionary set list, you feel me? If you want the war music set list, I got you. You feel me? You need to be cranking that shit all week. All week. You need to get in the energy of like, yes, bitch, I'm sharpening the labors. And be ready to energetically, metaphorically, verbally shred every bitch that transgresses against you, every motherfucker that cross you. I don't care how minuscule the crossing is. Hand them their ass verbally. Hand them their motherfucking ass. Because motherfuckers is too comfortable out here, especially with us. They too comfortable. So you gonna have to slay these bitches. You feel me? Now, the conspiracy, I'm going to have to debate about how I'm going to execute that. I don't want to debate about it. I just want to say it. You feel me? I don't even have to say it. I'll say this. You know their names. You know their names. You know the cities and the states that they live in. You know the transgressions they have committed. You know that every single dollar they possess in their name has some innocent's blood attached to it, on it, soaked in it. Every single dollar. You know their names. You know their names. I have a personal list that I'm working with. That's the thing. I really want us. So, I'm always giving y'all evidence of magic in my life. Identifiable, undeniable evidence of magic in my life, right? Because I'm a scientist. I want to see real evidence, not like metaphorical evidence, not like, oh, that was such a coincidence. Like bitch, this shit happened because spirit said so. You feel me? And so what I want to see, I'm like a researcher. I'm like a spiritual researcher. You feel me? I want to see the evidence of our magic working together, of our power working together, of our voice singularly in harmonious union, executing evidentiary, undeniable, unquestionable magic. Do you understand? Can I get an 8? Can I get a whoop whoop? You understand what I'm saying? Let's see. Ice cream in the morning has been calling. I'm craving grits too, man. y'all a trip out here. That part. I keeps me a blade on me just in case, girl. So do I. You feel me? Absolutely, yes. I agree with you. Always trying to stay calm and peaceful. Fuck that. Fuck not today. Not this month. Not for the next 2 months, truth be told. Brown paper bag. Abasi says the state is playing with house money and we the house. Yeah, come on in the room. Let's see. Pine cones and acorns have always been something. Always have something. So adorable. Blah, blah, blah. What goddess governs December? I was doing the research last night. I haven't gotten all the goddesses down, but I would venture that because Kali, depending upon the culture, you feel me? So I know Kali and Sekhmet. Is it No. Kali is October. Sekhmet was July, I think. Child, I got notes scattered all over the place. I think it was July. I'm working on a 13-month. Okay. So Oshun is September. Kali is October. Oya is November. I would honestly venture a guess. I mean, if you're just talking about goddesses in general, especially ones that I work with, that I fuck with, you feel me? I would venture a guess that Hecate is December. I would venture a guess. And then Sekhmet is in August because they say Sekhmet is the original Leo. Isn't that deep? Yep, she's a lion. She's a lioness, I was like, damn, how I never see that. So anyway, yeah, so Sekhmet is August. So I still have to finish. No, Oya is not November. Well, they say either November or February, but her feast day is in February. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes, about the use of our ashe. Remember I told you the story about how I envision an angel of life, like the antagonistic story to the angel of death in fucking Egypt and all that shit. Like an angel of life that just like that, like a vapor, passes over passes over the realm or whatever, and how the mother's curse. Remember the episode I did on the mother's curse and how the miasm, what is the miasm? It's a spiritual curse. It's a spiritual curse cast from the mouths of hurt women. That's what a miasm is. A spiritual curse, right? A spiritual curse that they say functions like a vapor. A miasm, function, not a spiritual curse, spiritual pollution. That's the word that they use. Spiritual pollution, like a vapor. Spiritual pollution cast from the mouths of hurt women. And I'm like, yeah. There's so much. But anyway, so this is what I'm thinking. Tell you what, email me so I can give you the list, not just the music, the names. Email me so I can give you the names. I'm gonna do it tonight. That is a commitment that I will make. I will tonight make the list. Yeah, I'll make the list tonight. And the reason I mentioned that is I'm like, damn, we can get, I don't know, we just need women, a bunch of them. Men can do it too, others can do it too, but we need uterus holders, motherfuckers who possess in their bodies the gateways to the ethos. We need them to be spewing their ashe with the same energy and the same names and the same targets, the same conspiracies on the same day, and then sit back and see if it had an impact. That's the thing, is narrow the list, because we be out here all day naming diabolical motherfuckers. You feel me? Narrow the list. 5 people. 5 people. Let's name 5 people. 9 people if we want to be Oya-centered about it. 9 people who names go in the pot. Speak the conspiracy and see what happens. That's what I'm calling for. So y'all send me an email. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I ain't gonna get clipped off of here right yet, but sleep more. I've been feeling it with no shame. Great. Yes, do that. Straight pressure. Yo. Java Watson said you better rap, Cassandra. Oh shit. Oh yeah, I ain't go. Okay, thank you, Honey Dip Chocolate. Y'all keep me honest because I'm all over the place tonight. My head's been all over the place, so I'm all over the place. There's so much I want to say to you. There's so much I have to say to you. Anyway, so I won't forget the prophecy. Let's Zoom tomorrow so we can speak freely. I gotta work. I got money. I got serious money to make. Like it's always the gripe. I got serious money to make tomorrow. So I got myself on the app to do massages. If y'all want to get readings, come on in the room. I can use the money. Y'all can use the guidance. I can use the money. Y'all can use the guidance. If you ask anybody over the last 2 weeks who's been getting readings from me under this big ass energy, I'm certain they'll tell you the same thing. Their emails tell me so. This shit was radical. What the fuck? Oh my God. That's what I'm getting all the time. And everybody lately, it don't matter who. Every single body that I'm reading for is crying. I don't believe this. I'm telling you, the shit is deep right now. She's coming through, man. She's trying to shake us the fuck loose. She's trying to shake us loose. And the only way she can shake us loose is to help deconstruct the baggage that we still got. And we all got it. So yeah, Tajali, ideally that would be great. It would. But it cannot happen tomorrow. I got money to make, and I'm probably going to end up having to work like a 16-hour day tomorrow. So I can't do it tomorrow. I can't do it Monday. So maybe Tuesday. Tuesday is a good day. If y'all want to do a Zoom so we can chop it up, let me know. Tuesday I can do a Zoom. I usually take Tuesday off, so Tuesday is a good day. So I'll make a Zoom and I'll send it out to you guys if y'all want to be up on it. Okay, so don't forget the prophecy. Facts. We need to get our energy together to deal with this fuckery going on. Yes, asking to open. Yeah. So I will do that. Tuesdays as soon as I can do it though. It's not gonna be humanly possible at all tomorrow. Not even. And then I talked to. Before I get off task, this will be what I say in closing. Okay, so the prophecy child. Let me just read this page to you. The final fall and dispersion. In the years following, specifically between 150 CE and 475 CE, Rome's population had increased, burdened by heavy bureaucracy, and their patriarchs became lazy, their bellies filled with the spoils of their colonial wealth. Its citizens were further weakened by numerous civil wars and devastating plagues. Rome was prime for the barbarian Germanic invasions of the Huns and Gauls from the north, to which they eventually succumbed. The official cause of the young empire's collapse was just simply an overburdened bureaucracy. Sound familiar? Moral decay and political corruption. Sounds eerily familiar. However, beneath the substratum lies the story of the Sibyls, the African gods, and the destiny of a forgotten people. And the prophecy says, thrice 300 years, having run their course of fulfillment, Rome by the strife, her people shall perish. Rome is doomed to perish. And that indeed by the judgment of God, because it held her name in hatred, and being the enemy of righteousness, it destroyed the people who kept the truth. There shall come to thee sometime from above a heavenly stroke deserved, O haughty Rome, and thou shalt be the first to bend thy neck and be razed to the ground. Woo! She said, the heavenly stroke deserved, O haughty Rome, and thou shalt be the first to bend thy neck and be razed to the ground, and thee shall fire destructive utterly consume, cast down upon thy pavements, and thy wealth shall perish, and wolves and foxes dwell in their foundations, and then shalt thou be wholly desolate, as if never born. Ooh, 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 ooh. Child. She said this motherfucker is going to be erased from the annals of history. She said erased as if never born, O haughty Rome, and all her wicked ass descendants. God damn. She said, but before your ass is raised to the ground, bitch, your ass gonna bend the knee. That's what she said. You will be forced to bend the knee to God. What did she say? To the judgment of God. Because you held her. That's what this say. Because you held her in hatred. You held God in hatred. And for your actions perpetrated in that hatred of the God, of the she, your ass gonna be raised to the ground so efficiently that it would be as if you were never born, bitch. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. She said it's gonna be black ass motherfuckers, black ass bitches. It's gonna raise this bitch to the ground. But before you go, you gonna motherfucking bend the knee. So all know. all know who is responsible. The other thing that I got caught up on, and I don't want to forget, when I keep mentioning this Valkyrie girl, the black ass Valkyrie girl who defended imperialism, who defended colonialism, who defended genocide in siding with Odin against her own freedom. When I mentioned Viola Davis, Amanda in the Suicide Squad, saying, I am a violent and wicked defender of the state. That's what she said. I am a violent and wicked defender of the state, and all my genius and all my skills and all my godlike qualities I use in defense of the state. I use my God power to defend the past, to defend the inevitably dead, to attempt to preserve the life of a dead ass war god. That's what she said. She said, so much so, I use all my skills and all my power to get motherfuckers to work against their own interests too. I'm a genius at this shit. I'm masterful at this shit. I've mastered the art of getting motherfuckers to move against their own self-interest, their own self-preservation. So do not be betrayed by no black ass vagina holding motherfucker who is still a goddamn genocidal warmonger. Because that's the strategy they've been telling you all this time they gonna use. They gonna use someone who look like the Sybil. Because they know y'all get y'all heartstrings all plucked at when you see a black bitch in a position of power. They know that. They know it's easy to pluck your motherfucking heartstrings. All we gotta do is she just gotta be our bitch. You feel me? She can be a coconut. You feel me? Brown on the outside and white in the middle. She can be an Oreo, black on the outside and white in the middle. As long as we put a black bitch, all these people are gonna be like, oh yay, imperialism has a new face. It's us. So that you do not see the truth. They put a colored woman in front of you. And it's in all of these movies. This black ass woman defending the state in the face of annihilation. Ragnarok. The end of time. The end of days of Valhalla. The end of days of Valhalla. Faced with the inevitable end, this black woman and this colonized Loki side against the one motherfucker who has enough power to change everything. Because she, quote, evil. She the bad guy. You feel me? She the bad guy. Child, they playing in your face right now. And they've been playing in your face for a long time. They've been priming you for Kamala. They've been priming you for her. Here she got a goddamn, her middle name means goddess. I cannot get over this. This bitch middle name means goddess. They playing in y'all face. This bitch name means goddess. Oh, Lord, how they play in our face. God damn it. Let's see. The night activation. Prophecy red. Cool. Facts. We need to get out our energy. Yeah. Okay. That being said, isn't it funny that the Valkyrie and Harris look racially ambiguous, almost as if the movie is its own oracle? Come on in the room, Tajali. I like comments like that. Okay. Come on in the room, Tajali. Child, you said that. Yeah. They playing in your face. They're like, we can make it plain and simple, and they still won't see, child. Let's just do the thing. We can put it all out there. They'll be clueless. You feel me? Yeah. So again, I will not be doing readings on the eclipse. the commitment that I made, which is probably ambitious, but I'm at least gonna do the song list because you need a power list. Now I gotta go listen to that song again because that's my jam. Oh, Get Ready by Dead Prayers. You need that. Cause if you ain't ready, you better get ready. Cause if you ain't ready, you better get ready. We need all of them. We need all the rage songs. What is it? Some some of them at workforces are the same to burn crosses. You need rage music right now. Sharpen your labors. Get your rage music. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. The last thing that I am going to say is I'll be sending an email within the next 48 hours. I called the ranch that I was telling you about, where I want to do an event. And I want to do an event. I'm just putting it out there now. I want it to be Black women only. Like, we need to get together in a space where only we are present for the time being. So I want to do a get together November 19th, November 16th to the 20th. So 5 days, 4 nights. And I want to do it in Mississippi because most of you who follow me are on the East Coast or in Central Time Zone. And I wanted to be able to do something that was relatively close enough for you guys to commute or like drive or whatever. But so I talked to her about that. I'm working on the budget for it now so I can have, I told her, look, we trying to keep this shit as basic as possible in terms of cost and like necessities and stuff so that people can afford to come. It's the middle of, holiday season and all that shit, November 19th. So I wanted to make it something that people can reasonably expect to participate in without going broke doing it. So that is what I can put out right now. As I talk to her, the dates are available from the 16th to the 20th, so that we can be together in the middle of nowhere during this event, and also to be able to have conversations that we have been unable to have here in this medium. Like, I feel like we need to do that. And so yeah, but then the next 48 hours, it won't be a pitch, it won't be like a deck, it'll be very rudimentary idea for this gathering of Black women in Mississippi from the 16th to the 20th. And it's not going to be a retreat. It's not going to be a retreat set up. That ain't what it is. It's going to be more like a extended organizing event, or what do you call it? We used to call it a party school intensive, like a learning intensive, but you had tasks and you had, workshops, and y'all come to a consensus at the end, and you have points of unity. Like, this is going to be a working meeting, deep working. We're going to do rituals, we're going to do ceremony, but that ain't all it is. We ain't going to be kumbaya and zenning. It's not. It's going to be roughneck shit. Now, the cabins are awesome, so it's not like we're going to be sleeping outside on the ground or anything, though that's available. I asked her about camping. But yeah, let me crunch some numbers and figure out how we can do this economically, but in a way that won't have me fucked up when I get back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to like profit off of it, just to be able to cover my own expenses and then make the shit happen. And the place is unbelievable. So yeah, but that's what I feel like we need. I feel, and it's been the energy a lot lately. And even more intensified when Jupiter stations retrograde next week, because I believe it stations retrograde in Gemini, and we already be extra in the brain. You feel me? So I've been having deja vu a lot too, like a lot, like a lot. So be mindful of that, like, and what that's trying to teach you in the moment, right? So I guess that's all I'm gonna say. I'm tired and I don't want to be. I want to be energized. I want to be energized, but I'm tired, so I'm probably gonna go to sleep. Oh, it is 11:11. Okay. There's something else. The conspiracy is what's important. October 7th. So that's the commitment I will make within the next 24 hours. Let me do it like that. That way, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or just Wednesday, especially just Wednesday, we can speak it all throughout the day. But that's the commitment I'll make. I'll say, because it's already almost 12, so I'd say before the end of the day tomorrow, I will have the conspiracy written out with the corresponding names that it need to be spoken of, and we can do that often. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Damn, there was so much I wanted to talk to y'all about, but I guess what it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, I had a thought last night too about never mind. I'm going to sleep. Get your readings, please. Schedule them, especially for this next week and a half until the 9th. That's a good. So I got some ideas about the conspiracy, but that doesn't mean you don't rally for yourself, right? Like what I say is, yes, I pray for abundance. Yes, I want to attract money or whatever, but I know what has to happen in order for that to happen. So I pray for the opposing thing too. And I'll just keep it at that. Anyway, yeah. Thank you all so much. Blissful astral travels. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. I really, really do. Because I'm going to tell you, I got a lot. What did I call that? What did I call that? Yeah, I'm telling you, my notes look like a madman wrote this shit. I just be all over the place. I got 4 notebooks literally right here where I was writing in different notebooks just so I wouldn't forget anything. But anyway, one of the lives that I want to do over the next week is I think I called it the reclamation of what is ours. The reclamation of what is ours. So it's not the first time that it's happened. It will not be the last time that it happens, but something happened this week. And I was a little disappointed. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was just kind of surprised and disappointed. But this sister that I know, because I hadn't been hearing from her, and I used to hear from her all the time, and I was like, something's up. And when I reached out to her to find out what was up, she said she hadn't been tuning in because she don't like Mary Daly, and she's no longer interested in how white women live or what white women have to say about living or something like that. She was like, as long as you're reading Mary Daly, I'll watch the old stuff, but I'm not going to tune into that. And there were a couple of reasons it was disappointing. One, because I hadn't heard from the sister in a while, and over something like that, she didn't feel comfortable or confident enough to like at least email me or text me and say, look, I'm just taking a sabbatical from the page, whatever. And with the position about not being interested in white women and how they live or their understanding of the world or whatever. And interesting, Java Watson. Why? Tell me, y'all can't just say stuff like that. Tell me why. What's up, and why don't you care for Mary Daly? Now, I've already said why there are some issues that I take with her. But I also still keep it within the context of recognizing that the woman wrote the books that, at least all her books she wrote between 1960 and like 1980. And so you have to, I think, recognize like shortcomings in understandings because they hadn't evolved to the understanding that we have. But I feel like her work is really prolific. Is anybody else experiencing this? Because I might be, y'all responses to the past book, Pure Lust, y'all was up in here. But if y'all aren't feeling Beyond God the Father, which is the book that I'm currently reading by her, and we're almost done with it. If y'all aren't feeling it, I can just read it as content on my page. I'll probably not even do it as a live. I'll just, whatever. But it's interesting. There's 2 people now that have said they don't care for Mary Daly. So is it the writing style? I know her language can be hard to understand, making up new words and stuff. So let me know. Send me an email, Java, and tell me what you're thinking about. But anyway, that wasn't the reason I mentioned that. The reason I mentioned that is because I was disappointed that the sister she just kind of was not around. Instead of calling and saying, because she's got my number, instead of calling and saying, oh, well, how did I not see that? I thought I see all my comments. All right, so I'm gonna have to, if you remember which one it was, Java, let me know. But email me anyway. Let's talk about it because I'm open. You understand? But anyway, the thing with me and this particular sister was just the disappointment of not having enough confidence to just say, yeah, I don't fuck with her like that, and this is why. Right? If I hadn't reached out to her, I don't know how long it had been before she reached out to me. And so the reason I was talking about the reclamation of what is ours, I was resistant for a long time to reading any white author. I really was. And yeah, I was really resistant. But then, and even especially in light of what happened, not only with her, there was another sister that, fell off. White people have held a hegemony over information for a very long time. For a very long time. For a very long time. They have held a hegemony over the institutions of learning. And so when I say the reclamation of what is ours, when I read works by Mary Daly or Barbara Moore or Barbara Walker, and I tell y'all this all the time, I take what I need from what they write, but I always talk to you about my understanding of what it is I'm reading, my interpretation of what it is that I'm reading. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm open to the discourse about Mary Daly and about her work. I'm open to it. So maybe y'all can win me to your position. Right now, I think she's a giant. I think she'd won. She had her flaws, but they weren't non-negotiable flaws. You feel me? So, I haven't made up my mind yet. The Medical Revolutionaries is one I've been getting asked about a lot, but I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to read next. But I would just say, we have to create the world. And that means being able to have like uncomfortable conversations and know that because we have a unity of will, because we have a unity of the vision for the future, we can prioritize the level of, disagreement to, if I disagree in this place, like, do I stick it out or do I risk what it is we're trying to build, right? She was in community with queer people, but at the period of time, she made a very clear statement. And in Pure Lust, that statement was about a paragraph long. I don't know. I haven't seen any interviews with her, so I don't know how deep that got. But I know exactly the comment that there was somebody else. I don't think it was you though, but there was a comment that somebody made under one of the videos, and the commenter said, her work is really powerful. Like this book, I've been really vibing on it so hard until we got to page 54, which is the page where for 2 paragraphs, she mentions transvestitism is what she called it at the time. This is how it was referred to in that period, was transvestitism. but she put it in the context, and I know it was complicated. I didn't take, I'm not trans, so obviously I didn't take it personally. But for me, again, I had to put her language within the context of a very specific period of time and specific relationships that she was having at that time, which was in 1983, and say, okay, well, first of all, we read shit all the time. All the time. If we ever went to college, if we ever went to high school, we read shit all the fucking time that does not talk about our experiences, does not talk about our lived experiences, talks about us like we crazy. And we take from that shit what is useful and applicable, and we trash the rest. I've read so many books that is trash as fuck, but there was something in it of substance. And to me, I got what the person was saying that ended up reaching out to me about she had to stop at page 54 because of the statement that Mary Daly made about transvestitism at that time, the way it was being expressed as a manifestation of patriarchy. That's specifically what she said. That's specifically what she said, was the way they were experiencing transvestitism at the time was an extension of an expression of patriarchy. I was like, damn, that's deep. Doesn't mean that I agree. And yes, what you said about there is a level of it, because even some of the statements that she's made, that was one of her flaws. And she is white. And she writes, even though she writes like a gangster, she still writes from the perspective of a white woman. That was, in my estimation, it felt like she was trying to equate because she calls women the race of women. And she talked about, relatively often about the different ways in which patriarchy, impacts women of color versus white women. But I never felt like that distinction was a priority as much as it was like a side note. So she was flawed as a white female writer. But we cannot discount the fact that there aren't too many women that we know of who has the potential to give us the inside scoop based on the fact that she was up in that shit, a practicing devout Roman Catholic in seminary at school, teaching the catechism in college. Like, what we don't know, there were so many gaps that were filled in by that work, especially Pure Lust, and even with Beyond God the Father. I get it. I get what people's critiques are, but even when we can see flaw, because the other book that we read, Communion, The Female Search for Love. I love Bell Hooks. There was a lot in that book that I was like, like, she missed the boat there. All the rest of this stuff good, but she missed the boat there. You feel me? There was quite a few things in The Female Search for Love that was like, it's a no-go for me. But I didn't put the book down. You know what I'm saying? I done read shit way worse than that because I had to, or what? I don't want to ramble, but I appreciate that feedback. You can't be in community with queer people and dismiss a portion of it. Well, I'll tell you, I put that within the context of the fact that the second wave of feminism and the context. So there was not even the context at that period was different than the context that we are in now. I do not know, though. I cannot speak enough to know if her ideas about the trans community had changed any before her life, because you're talking about a book that was written almost 50 years ago, and she transitioned about 10 years ago. Do we have any interviews with her that has shown a growth in her ideology from the period that she wrote that book? We read people's works and think they're stuck in a vacuum. Like, this is what she wrote in 1983, so this must be what she always believed. They always believe whoever's writing. So I feel like, and again, in the two books that we've read so far, that's the only time that she mentions anything like that. And again, it was squarely within the political relationship between that community and the female community within the context of patriarchy, right? So I don't know, but I know nobody is going to write something that we 1,000% agree with. That's I feel like the book is of significant substance because of the fact it's like having, y'all remember the movie the spook who sat by the door? It's like having our own spook up inside this organization that we say has to go. That's the way this shit is. That's why it's so profound to me. Some of the conclusions that she's come through in her walk from being a hardcore Roman Catholic devotee to a radical lesbian feminist. So let's see. And that was one of the criticisms actually made of Monica Zhu too, was like, how are you going to have all these progressive ideas about female blackness and this, that, and the other? And, everybody that knew you said you didn't have a single black female friend. You know what I'm saying? And it's a critique that's been made of her, the co-author of The Great Cosmic Mother. So, we as women, that's why I keep missing that. The reclamation of information. White people have held a hegemony over information. A lot of that information stolen from us and hidden away. I don't have no problem saying that. So even when I read a book like The Great Cosmic Mother or Pure Lust or anything like that, I don't see it as a contradiction, me being black and female and seeing something of substance and use from these books. And I'm always, reiterating and analyzing the content from those books from my particular worldview, from the worldview of a black ass woman. So we can take from them and rearrange it in a way that applies to us and applies to our life. Plus, we taking our shit back. I staged a contest about reading The Great Cosmic Mother, but after that, I was like, damn, Spirit got something to say in every space. And we have to be able to get it, reclaim it, and then put it out and reanalyze it in a way that speaks to people of color and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Pure Lust, Beyond God the Father, The Great Cosmic, whatever. These are just a reclamation of our shit. That's my personal position. They can go to college, not have to pay anything and all that shit. This is just a reclamation of resources. We can use the information and use what's applicable and put away, leave behind those things that aren't applicable to what it is we're trying to do. That's my general position about that. So yes, now I'm officially sleepy and my brain is shutting off. So I'm gonna go to sleep. But I will see you guys. Let's see. That's always the bottom line, is take what you need and leave the rest. That's that bullshit. And it doesn't even mean that you cannot critique people. You feel me? So yeah, right on. Let's go. All right. So I'll I'll do a live tomorrow. I really want to do this pine cone live because it's so powerful and it had me in a serious wormhole. And I was like, fuck it, let me go collect some pine cones so I can get up in here and do some pine cone magic, as we enter into pine cone season. You feel me? So I really want to do that. I just have to see how I feel tomorrow. I got to see how I feel tomorrow. I want to try to do it maybe in the morning, but I'll keep y'all posted. If I can believe in homophobic Christianity for most of my life, I can give Mary a chance. Come on, Tajali. Ciao. I love The Great Cosmic Mother because she critiques straight and homeless sexual people. Yeah, she does. Yes, she does. Yeah, I just feel like we can't be timid about these conversations. And you don't have to abandon me. You don't have to abandon the mission. You don't have to abandon the space because I may say one thing that you don't agree with. If you don't agree with it, email me, call my phone, be like, yo, that shit you read last night was that bullshit. And I just think you need to know. But I'm going to tell you, our motherfucking enemy is united in whiteness. They don't have to like each other as individuals, and most of them don't. Our motherfucking enemy is united in whiteness. Our goddamn enemy is united under patriarchy. Our enemy is fucking united. I might hate your gay ass. I might hate your trans ass. I might hate it. But if you white, we have work to do to keep the rest of these motherfuckers in place. And they do just that. This whole, God, there's so much I want to talk to y'all about. I'm stopping there though. But yes, they are united singularly in their will, and their will is to maintain a stranglehold on the fucking resources of the world, whether that's material resources, artistic resources, creative resources, babies. They want to control every single fucking aspect of our lives. Oh, okay, Java Watson. I didn't realize that was you. It was another name. It wasn't you. I didn't think so. I have to go back. That was a year ago. But anyway, they are united, baby. He's like, look, God damn it. We need to maintain a stranglehold on these motherfucking resources. You feel me? And whatever we need to do that, we can do that. I might not like your gayness. I might not like your transness. I might not like your this and this and this. But if you white, we can find a way to work together. Because that's what we need. Yes. So anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm feeling like a zombie now. But I'll talk to you guys later. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Please don't be fearful of, raising critique with me. First of all, it helps me learn. It helps me adjust. It helps me to grow. Please don't do that. Like, we have to be creating a better way to communicate. Everything does not have to be antagonistic. Everything does not have to be that. And I know that's our conditioning, and that's our learned way, that we become fearful of struggle, or we become guarded or introverted, or overly protective of our feelings. But just because, even if I get hyped, just because I don't agree with you, or just because we see things in a different way, there ain't nothing that is more important than what we say we want to build. There's nothing too damaging that can make me be like, fuck you guys, I'm going home and I ain't doing this shit no more. that ain't it. So have enough faith in me. Have enough confidence in me that I will always attempt to move with the highest level of integrity, even when I'm being critiqued and I might not like the critique, or I might be uncomfortable in the critique. Okay? Like, this is base level shit that we have to learn how to do, is to communicate with each other. Is to get on the same page, even if there are certain things that we don't agree with. And the fact that there are 3 women that I really care about, and they didn't have the confidence, they didn't trust me enough to be like, even if she don't agree. Anyway, let me get up off here. I can't even concentrate now. But I appreciate you raising that, Java Watson. I appreciate that. Again, because I like the feedback. I need to know. And really, your comments during the reads of the lives were just, to me, like the confirmation that, yes, we need this book or whatever. I'm still going to finish reading Beyond God the Father. But I am going to take a break from books that have white female authors. A long break, as a matter of fact. Because there are other things that I want to read to you. I bought this book. It just came in the mail. What did I do with it? And the book was written by a preacher. Y'all ain't gonna believe this damn book. I was like, what the hell? Y'all be talking about whatever. Yeah, I'll find it tomorrow. But this book, I'm like, oh shit, I feel judged. Okay, just cracking open the spine. I was like, damn, I feel judged. I feel judged right now. It's true. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll let you know later what time tomorrow I'm gonna come on the live. All right, peace. Good night.